anniversary.
Thank you very much.
Tell us a bit about the years that passed. What is the most important thing that happened to Seed?
That's a good question. First of all, I can't believe that 10 years has gone by already, and it's been an incredible ride. I would say over the last decade, really what Seed has done is really emphasize the importance of building the entrepreneurial ecosystem and doing it in ways that really drive the development and the growth of communities of sharing, peer communities that reinforce knowledge, connections, access to markets, and really understanding that an entrepreneurship journey, which can oftentimes be very lonely for an entrepreneur, is one that they don't have to do by themselves and can do in a much more accelerated way when they do it with other people.
Great. Seed started in Bulgaria 10 years ago. Now we're here again.
That's correct.
What is the importance of Bulgaria and its ecosystem for Seed globally?
That's a good question. I think originally we decided to come to Bulgaria because there was a bit poetic. You know, we had got our beginnings here, and we wanted to kind of mark our first decade in doing Seed in the same place where we got started. So I think our first initiative for doing it in Bulgaria really was around our own beginnings. But when I look at Bulgaria today as an EU member, how much the ecosystem has actually grown here over the last 10 years. For example, with Launch Hub, with 11, with a lot of other players now in the ecosystem with whom Seed collaborates in terms of developing early stage companies, startup companies, and ultimately second stage and growth entrepreneurs. I think that Bulgaria is actually a very important market, not only in Southeast Europe, but and within the whole Seed community, as showing how that ecosystem can start to mature. I mean, it still has a ways to go, but it's really grown over the last decade.
And last, what are your key highlights from Seed Global Conference this year?
Yeah, this year. Well, first of all, I was just really thrilled that we could convince Eric Schoenberg, the editor-in-chief of Inc. magazine, to come all the way to Bulgaria from New York. It took several phone calls and a few meetings, as well as getting Jim Steichleather, because I think both of them bring unique perspectives on entrepreneurship, either having worked in a magazine for a number of years and been around entrepreneurs, to, in the case of Jim Steichleather, being an entrepreneur and then working in a corporation. Really what I think that the takeaways that I get from them are to understand that the entrepreneurship journey, just how important entrepreneurs are within the society in terms of being those creators, those problem solvers, but that understanding that it's not necessarily for everyone, but it is a journey that those who are willing to go on it, who are resilient, I guess to use Eric's terms, have the guts, the grit, right? To make it that they have a path to a future, because when they're successful, they bring the rest of the society with them by creating jobs, by driving revenue, by driving even taxes that are paid. They're integral for the growth of the society. So I think really what they came here to do is just kind of re-emphasize those key points about the power and the importance of these entrepreneurs, but also to put some realism around where we're headed over this next decade and how important it is to learn from the lessons of the past, as Eric said, and in the case of Jim, is to really use the right kinds of diagnostics, the right kinds of KPIs to look to the future to see where you can be successful and how you need to be adaptable to be successful.